Looks like, but I don't quite remember having. What did I search from the Skype or not?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, I'm very, very like. Listen, I mean, at the end of the day, I sympathise with you. Okay. You know, as man to man, you know, it's not nice if this is what's happened to you. You know, it's an awful thing. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as you know, I just met her very briefly. You know, on a vacation with friends. You know, before my friend was getting married.
Okay.
So we went to Marrakesh just for a bit of fun. Because we all like Arab girls.
Okay.
I'm sure you do too. That's why you married her, right?
Okay.
So we went there, and I just met a regular girl in a nightclub. She got talking to us, and you know, that's it really. So it was just a bit of fun. You know, I don't mean to offend you by saying that.
No, not at all, not at all. First, Wings, I would like to mention to you that I'm not offended with you or any of the guys who stood there, because it's not you guys' fault, you see. Just as much as you mentioned.
Listen, how did you meet her? How? Did you meet her through the internet or something?
Yes, I met her through a marriage website on the internet, and on a Muslim marriage website. And I live in UK for the last couple of years. And it was when I was in UK that I met her online on a Muslim marriage website. And she was sort of telling me, or rather sort of portraying as a person who is kind of a good Muslim and so on. The fact is that
was her apartment the same one opposite the university? Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, opposite that Suptico.
Yeah.
Suptico. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember. It was a university, the red building, reddish.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So I was not taking a chance like you. I did not meet her in the nightclub or anything, as you mentioned. I met her on the website, and then I spoke to her mom. I spoke to her brothers, and subsequently I visited her to see who she is. And she was living in that flat that you mentioned, where you went in front of that university, Supplico.
Yeah. So you went to, she invited you to her apartment? You stayed with her?
No, unlike you. In my case, I got permission from her mom and brothers, and then only I went there. Okay?
Listen, I met her in a nightclub, yeah?
Yeah.
She approached me, she got talking, she knew that I was from London, and she just kind of like, you know, she had good English, and she just, like I said, we were just there to find girls and have fun. Yeah, that was the purpose of our trip, okay?
Understand.
Whether it was prostitutes, whether it was just girls. I mean, to be honest, I don't have any problem. When I go to places, I always pick girls, yeah? So that's what I'm like. I just have fun and stuff. And
I don't blame you at all for that.
She seemed to be okay looking, and I thought, okay, let me just have a bit of fun with her. Then she just saying to me, you know, because we had a riad, okay? We were staying in a riad, but she was insistent that I stay with her.
Okay.
So I said, okay, no problem. I mean, I already had my accommodation booked, but, you know, for 10 days. I was there for 2 weeks because I had some business to do there as well.
Right.
So I'm an investor, so I was doing some business out there as well.
Right.
I never gave her the impression that I had money. She never asked me for any money. In fact, she was paying for everything.
Right.
Accommodate, well, whatever. I mean, I bought her some stuff like the groceries and things like this because I'm not a cheap person.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. I was shocked because she seemed like a really nice person. And when I told her that I wanted to eat couscous, so she arranged for us to go to Casablanca. It was a couple hours drive.
Yeah.
And she hired a taxi and everything.
Really?
You know? Yeah.
Do you know the irony of this is this when?
Yeah, when I read you, they even charge you for everything. Listen, mate, they fucked you left, right, and center. You're probably just a very genuine, nice person.
I am very genuine. I have no intention.
Don't fucking get involved with Arab women. Yeah, they're dangerous. You just fuck them and forget them. They're they're fucking dangerous, mate. The only, listen, I've had a lot of experience with Arab women, okay? I'm telling you this now.
Okay.
Lebanese women are okay, yeah? If you want Arab woman, go for Lebanese, alright? But go for, they got high class. Forget about North African, they're fucking cheap and they're dirty. Yeah, don't get involved with them. Egyptian, stay away from Egyptian, Moroccan, Algerian, Tunisian, stay away from them.
Yeah. Unfortunately, your advice comes to me quite late, really unfortunate.
I understand. But listen, how old are you? How old are you?
I'm 40 years now. Okay.
You're still a young man.
Listen to me. I'm 40 years. I met her when I was 36, and I got married.
Sure.
But
so it's wasted 4 years of your life, yeah?
Not 4 years,
just
much more the reason.
Put it past you, yeah? Listen to me, you have to move on, yeah? What you're doing, yeah, is only gonna, listen, you're still young. You seem like a very nice person, and if I was you, if I was in your position, I'd want to kill her, yeah? So you either get her killed, yeah, or forget about vengeance, mate. You have to be proud, yeah? Either you get her killed, yeah, because that's what I would do, I'd kill her. Yeah, I wouldn't fuck around with Facebook and messages, and it puts you in a bad position.
I understand. But the reason I'm doing this is I have no other choice. The reason is I wanted to travel.
What's he gonna do? Expose her to who? No. She's a no one. She's a nobody. Yeah? They're from a poor family. Yeah? No one gives a shit about her.
No, the thing is, she is pretending.
No one is gonna do anything about your story. Yeah? Nothing. Yeah? So that's what I'm trying to say to you. Listen, are you okay? Do you have money? Are you working? Or what's the situation?
Just as much as you are, I am a professional. I got a couple of master's degree. I work for very big companies, and I came to the United Kingdom on a scholarship to do my master's degree. And it was during this time I met her. And unlike you, I met her. I spoke to her mother, her brothers, for a couple of months, and then I visited her with their permission. When I went there, my intention was not to marry her or to get engaged. I just wanted to see her and her family and so on.
Exactly. They forced you to marry.
But exactly, all right. I was forced to get married in the last moment.
It's so funny because when I met her, to be honest, I was just using her. That was my intention. Okay.
I understand.
And I don't know, maybe she had because the thing is, she wouldn't leave me alone, for like 1-2 months, she kept calling me at night. She just wouldn't leave me alone. And I told her to. She was even saying that she's coming to England. She's got a job in England. That's how crazy she was.
In fact,
she told me. She said she got a job.
She told me the same thing. Can you believe me?
Yeah.
She told me the same thing. That she would come out to England.
To me, I said, you come near me, and I'm gonna kill you. That's what I said to her.
All right.
Yeah, I told her to fuck off. I said, listen, you stay away from me. I told her, I was very honest with her, and I told her I just used you. You're nothing. That's what I said to her. Maybe it was a bit bad, but I just told her, just fuck off, get away from me. So that's it. I never heard from her again. Wow. Yeah. And then she messaged me. I added her on Facebook. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When I was in Morocco. Yeah, I added her on my account. Yeah. But then when I came back to London, I deleted her. And she was even on my Skype, and I deleted her from that as well. And but I didn't engage in these video shows or what. I don't do these things.
Right.
I'm a 35-year-old man. I don't mess around. I'm not a teenager. I don't waste my time with cameras, shows, and stuff like that. That's not me.
Yeah.
And I'm not into taking pictures. I'm respectable in that way. I'm not a pervert or anything like that. Yeah. I have my fun. Yeah. But it's in reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't waste time on the internet and chasing women like that. That's not my style.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, I didn't hear from. Then she sent me a message. Okay, and that was the same time. You've contacted me before, right?
Yeah, I sent emails to quite a lot of strange guys I found on her Facebook.
Yeah,
the reason
to be honest,
is that she never introduced any of her friends on Facebook.
Yeah, I didn't know who you were.
Yeah.
So maybe I was a little bit rude to you.
Actually, you sent me a reply with some bad words. And in fact, I think I called your office, but I could not get through to you.
Okay. Yeah, but you shouldn't have done that, mate. You know, that's really bad of you to do that.
Which one?
Because that's not very nice to just because you're a stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never mix these things with business.
No. Not that. I was just trying to reach you.
Sure.
Over the phone. To find out the facts. Right?
Okay.
Nothing to.
No, I understand. But until you
I don't have anybody else. The reason I tried to reach you was I could not get through to you.
Sure. No, I understand you were desperate. You needed to speak to someone. That's fine. Okay, so history now.
I just wanted to know how you met her.
In future, because I understand. It's a frenzy. Sometimes your mind's in a frenzy, and you need to get your questions answered. Yeah. But at that time, I didn't know who you were. Because I didn't talk to this Fatima for God knows a couple of years. And I was thinking, what's this kind of joke? Because I didn't know who you were, and I didn't know the situation. To be honest, I even forgot about her. And then it's very ironic because the time you messaged me, she sent me a message on Facebook as well.
Wow.
So to be honest, I felt a little bit guilty, that I treated her like shit. So I just sent her a message just saying, hi, how you doing? And then we spoke on Skype very briefly, and then she told me about she married some guy. So I said to her, listen, this guy's just sending me messages on Facebook. Who the hell is he? Because I didn't know who you were. So then she told me that he's crazy, this and that, he doesn't leave me alone. And she made it out. And then I said, listen, but he's telling me this. I said, why would someone lie about that? So anyway, I just felt something. I didn't want to be involved, to be honest. It was something because I had a bad time. My uncle died around that time, and I just didn't need any of this rubbish. And I just thought to myself, I don't know this situation. So anyway, it's only like recently you sent me a message. I haven't spoken to her since I last spoke to her because I didn't want anything to do with it. Okay. So I've been reading your stories and I've been looking at your videos, and I feel sorry for you, mate. I really do. I wanted to talk to you, and I wanted to say, look, I'd like to be your friend, if anything. It's not nice that you should do that by yourself, because we're all human beings. We all have feelings, and I think your feelings have been destroyed. You probably wanted to marry. You wanted to marry someone and have a family, and you haven't had that.
I never had any bad intentions. I'm not a player, to be honest.
I don't. I can tell. You really think. But it's just everywhere you go, you're hitting a wall, right?
The worst part was when we realized that it's not working out. She was not cooperating to go separate and just threatening to kill me, telling me that her brothers will kill me, that they want money and I cheated them, that she was a virgin, that I destroyed her life. What not. And till today, her relatives, her mom, and everybody thinks that she's a virgin and that I destroyed her and so on.
She's definitely not a virgin. And listen, have you got a contact number for her?
Yes, she has changed all the contact numbers. I can give you the numbers that I have. You can speak to her mom, the home phone.
No, I don't want to speak to her. I want to speak to her. I'll speak to her. Look, do you want me to talk to them on your behalf?
Yes, I will really worship you if you could do that. All I want you to tell her mom is that you lived with her in that apartment, because her mom says she was just keeping a hand on her head and pledging and saying.
Yeah, sure. But what I'm saying is, what is that going to do? What's it going to achieve?
It's what is going to.
You know all this stuff.
Two things.
All these.
One is that her mom still thinks that she's a nice girl. When she goes out, she just thinks that she's just going out with few girlfriends and coming back. Her mom does not really know the whole thing. Neither her brother Yunus nor her brother Amin. So she was a very meticulous planner. She does all these things mostly with foreigners, rich guys, and so on. When I was in her house, you knew the flat that she lived in, right? Hardly anything in the house. Not even the flush was. The sink was not draining and so on.
Because the thing is, she bloody didn't have any hot water, so I got quite.
Exactly. The same thing happened to me as well. Thank you for mentioning about the hot water thing.
I had to go to the Riyadh to have a bath.
Well, she did have hot water then as well. In fact, she mentioned before I went there that it's her own apartment. And she's got two more apartments down Casablanca and so on. And when I said, why is the hot water not working? Then she said, oh, we are living in a rented premises. It's the landlord's job and they're not done the job and so on. So just as much as you felt, I went in winter and had a lot of trouble. And her mom had to boil water on the stove and bring it to the bathroom for me to wash myself. I hardly washed myself properly because I never had a proper shower there.
Anyway, cut a long story short, so what's your situation now?
All I want is, my situation is really bad because they've done some nasty things. They've got these habits of doing witchcraft and so on. Last September when I got...
Yeah, but how do you know? How do you know they've done this? How do you know?
Right, I'll tell you. This is something, when there are certain things that Muslims do just as much as Hindus or Christians do to get rid of witchcraft. So when I was there on the last day after I got married, on the last day just before I returned to UK on the 31st of July, her mom did something. She played a particular Islamic recitation which is to chase the witchcraft, right? And there were certain things that were in my bag which was a bit unusual. They never bought me any gifts, okay? They never bought me any gifts. I didn't even get a piece of handkerchief as a gift, not even a paper clip.
Yeah, but have you seen? Have you seen anyone who can remove this witchcraft?
Honestly, I never used to believe in these things much.
No, it does happen. It does happen.
Yes, but I did see just as much as you mentioned to me now, because I actually met a Moroccan clergy, an imam, and he told me to go and see certain people, and they said, yes, you've been affected by this woman, and they said, the guy said nothing but, don't be with her. She is a public property. This is what the guy said, and when I asked more questions, she did not answer. These guys, they are very expert kind of thing. So it was very confusing for me to believe. And now I asked him, tell me more. He said, we can't explain more. When she's a personality who will bring defame to everyone. And he said she will live as a queen in her life, but she will torture herself and come down to the street naked. This he said. And this coincides with some of the words which my wife, or rather, which Fatima Zahra mentioned, right? This guy said that she will have a good job, get a promotion, then leave the job, she'll go abroad, she'll have trouble, and come back naked and run on the street. And why I'm saying this, and the relevance of this is, just see those pictures that I shared. The naked picture.
Sure.
The same thing what this person who chases evils will happen. And she got a promotion.
Listen.
She got a promotion in the workplace and so on. And she moved up.
For your own goodness. Now, why don't you just close this chapter? Forget about it.
I do want to.
So what's stopping you?
What's stopping is this. The fact is this. I don't have my marriage certificate. The origin is still with her, and I'm not too sure whether it's an original marriage certificate because they bribed the tribunal which issues the marriage certificate so much. I don't have a divorce certificate. I was not allowed to go there. She was threatening me time and again. I said, you proceed with the divorce there. I proceed.
Yeah, but listen. The marriage surely is annulled now. You're not living with her. Yeah. It's in the eyes of the UK law. You are divorced.
Technically, it's not as easy as it is. Yes, this is a case for you to apply for divorce, but it's not really that you are divorced. You know what you should do? Change your name. No, I can't change my whole thing. I do not intend to remain in the UK indefinitely because I had lots of problems. I lost nearly $50,000 just on this marriage, or rather 25,000, 26,000, 30,000 pounds I lost on this, and giving her money and so on. She tried to hack my bank password and so on. In addition to that, I could not get into the proper job. I was just doing an ordinary job. She called my office and shouted and made problems.
I'm really sorry, but I have to go now.
Why?
Because
but
of course I'm going out for dinner.
I could ask you is just if you can really think about it and just send a reply that reply
I'll do that.
Say that you met her on a
what do you want me to write?
Just say that. I don't want you to write to say. I don't want to tell you what to write, but just tell in few words, a few sentences, how you met, that you spent, as you mentioned that you spent 10 days in her apartment, and in fact that you went and met her mom and she gave you couscous or whatever, and you basically picked her up in a nightclub, used her and dropped off. This is all that you want to say. And the fact that she was telling that she loved you and that she wanted to come to UK and so on. That's all. I'm not asking for anything more, brother, and I will not be troubling you further. The reason is,
that's fine.
She's got few cousins in the States, few more cousins in Casablanca, and the fact that most of them don't speak proper English, and I do not speak any French or Arabic. She was able to sort of convince them very meticulously and put me in trouble, and this will only help me to prove that I'm not the guy who spoils her virginity or anything like that, and that
I'm sure after all this information you've supplied, I'm sure they know that. I'm sure they know she's not no virgin.
Yeah, I recorded what she shouted when I was at work. She called the office and she shouted. I went to see her in September, not to see her, rather to see the lawyers in September. They threatened to kill me. They came up to my hotel, set up people to threaten me at 3 o'clock in the morning, did not allow me to cooperate and work with the lawyers, and they did not cooperate. So I was really frustrated because they were not even allowing me to divorce. So, and more than that, I got these naked pictures of her with another man. So, what should I do?
Who's that fat guy?
That guy is another guy who's screwing her for the last so many years. And
the one in the swimming pool,
Yeah, he's one Oheb Rida.
But how did you get those photos? I don't understand.
People from Morocco sent me. Can you believe this?
Okay.
After I wrote to everybody, people from there were sending me. I set up a guy to follow up what's happening. She's been, just as much as you said, she's been picked up by many guys afterwards. And she's been apparently telling him that she's working late till 8 o'clock because she's depressed of me and so on. But different days, different.
I need to go because
so just let me do the same favor to me by sending
a reply. Send me a message on Facebook,
Yeah, but if you can please reply to that email. Just
I promise I will.
Yeah.
But I won't do it yet because I'm going out.
Yeah, that's all right.
So I'll do it at some point later today.
Thank you so much, bro.
Alright, man. I'll speak to you anyway. We'll talk again, yeah?
Okay.
Alright, my friend. Look after yourself. Alright, bye.